The Tech Temple.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Wise Man White at the Tech Temple. This is my review for the ZTE Sonata 4G. You can get this at AO Wireless or Cricket now, just emerged, for $80, and that's the price of the phone. You know, there's no monthly payment as far as the phone is concerned about trying to pay it off. There's none of that. So $80, and if you want 2.5 gigabytes of data, that'll only cost you $50 a month, and if you want unlimited data, that'll be $60. So aside from the data, you get unlimited talk and you get unlimited text, and you get very good service. And I've got good service here at home, at work. I've had real full bars, haven't had any trouble as far as making calls. And because it uses AT&T's networks, you are getting a phone that has a strong provider behind it. So the phone comes with it's 4G, Bluetooth 3.0, it's on Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean. So you're not running, an old version of Android, running a pretty recent version. It's not KitKat, but it's still close. It has a 1785 milliampere battery, which has gotten me, easily through the day. And it's not anyone like 2100 or 2300, but it definitely got me through the day. 5 megapixel camera right here, and it says it does HD video. 1.4 gigahertz dual core processor, so I haven't had any speed problems whatsoever. And have a 4-inch WVGA display, which is 800 by 480 display. So since we're talking about the display, that's one issue that I have with this. Pretty much the only issue that I have with it is the display. Coming from a higher end phone, you can definitely tell that the display is one of the big things that makes the price point difference. If you come from here, you can see the icons are a lot bigger than my Nexus 4. That's just like the DPI, you can tell it's just not as clear, which also makes the colors not as clear also. But if you don't worry about that, you're not very concerned, you just want a phone that works and has some really good features with it. And besides the screen, I would not worry about that if you're looking for that type of phone. Now, if you're a screen buff and you gotta have the best screen ever, this is not gonna be the phone for you. For $80, I don't think you can find a phone that's gonna be ridiculous. Something way above 1280 by 800. But that's my only knock against this. But besides that, you got the microphone right here. It's got a back, home, and menu button. Menu button, very welcome to have back because it's been phased out in Android as far as I'm concerned. You got the power button. You got the SD card slot, so if you want to put some pictures or some music, you can do that. Power button, and you can use your headphones. There's the speaker right here, and there is the camera with a flash. And the only thing you have on this side is a charging port. You can open up the back. It says a removable battery, so I'm not going to do it now because I barely have any fingernails, but you just use this and you pry it open, and that's how you get that's how you open up the back of the phone. It is kind of thick, as I know I saw in a couple other reviews people mention that, but I don't think thick is necessarily a bad thing. When I see you compare it to the Nexus 4, I can hold them side by side for you. Hold this right. It's just a little thicker, not too crazy thick. Actually kind of makes it easier to hold, I think. As far as I'm concerned, hardware-wise, it's good. And while we're on the lock screen, one thing I really do like about this phone is the lock screen. So if you hold this, you can see like a kind of like a laser pattern outline, kind of like people do with laser pointers and photos. I think that's really cool how you can unlock the phone. Another software thing that I do like about this phone is, so let's say you use the camera a lot, or you use the phone call feature a lot, or you use messaging a lot. Instead of having to unlock and then go to messaging, or go to phone, or go to whatever. So let's say your phone's locked, you just press open, and those are all your shortcuts, which is what a lot of ROMs have these days, but it's nice that it's not a ROM, that it's actually built into the phone that you can actually buy. So let's say I use messaging a lot, it takes me straight to messaging. And while we're in messaging, another software feature that I like. So here is the stock Android keyboard. It does not, since it's on Jelly Bean, it doesn't have the swipe, but it does have, still a good keyboard, but you can switch it. So it comes with TouchPal, so we can go ahead and switch that to TouchPal X. Now, I never used TouchPal before, but I really like this keyboard, and I suggest giving it a try. If you can download it in the Play Store. You don't have to have this phone specifically, but this phone comes with it. For those of you who like T9, T9 is available. I remember old school T9. That's there. If you don't want T9, you can go back to the TouchPod Plus. T26 is what the default is. So there's that. So on top of the normal, so if I can say what in the world, that comes up. So that came up right there. Okay, let me delete that person. So there's a lot of other features right here. So this is a really good keyboard. I was really impressed that they realized that, hey, this is not a Jelly Bean. People might want to have a different option. Let's just go ahead and throw it on as an option for people to have the switch if they like the keyboard. So typing wise, this is very, very good. I know because the screen is smaller, you're not going to have bigger keys to type, but T9 old school will get you there if you want to switch it, or you can go ahead and swipe, and once you get used to that, it's great. And it also tells you how many words you've saved from using that, but it's not a touch power review, but I'll just mention that keyboard is pretty good. Another word on the software side, one thing that I like that that when it came with this phone, it's not loaded with bloatware at all. Like, this is exactly what it came with. Like, I uninstalled a few apps. I uninstalled Google Maps. I installed. Oops, didn't mean to do that. What else did I install? Play Music. I might have installed. Netflix. I installed, and that's about it. Like, tune in radio just so I can test the speakers so I can get to later. Everything else I did not install. It's got widgets, so if you want to add a widget, so you can go ahead and add a calendar widget. I got no more room on there. I'll delete this one. There we go. Widgets, calendar, which I like this calendar a lot better than the default Android one. There's a nice animation right there, and delete it, you just hold it right there. Like I said, it's not a lot of bloatware, so that means you still have room to download what you want to download. So let's go into the storage. So you can put your own storage card in here, but just to show you what kind of storage you're going to be getting, 2 gigs total, and this breaks it up for you. So I have 1.24 gigabytes left. So if you want to do any heavy gaming, and a lot of the really graphically intensive games, some of them just install as a gigabyte, so you don't want to do that on this phone. If you want to make calls, text, check, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anything that's not going to be heavy gaming, this phone's going to be great for you. Like I said, the battery life has got me through a day easy. I tested it just to make sure it slept okay. It got me 3 days, no problem. And the battery was so good, I'm surprised it got me that long. So this phone, I've been impressed. Here's the browser. It's got the stock browser. It's got the tab, these tabs are pretty nice. The bookmarks. It's very fast. Like, the internet's pretty quick. I'll show you a quick speed test.